All right, congrats, Alex, for landing, another big fight on the undercard of Moses Itauma versus Jermaine Franklin on January 24th. Yeah, so obviously another massive opportunity for yourself, another big card, another appearance on the zone. Yeah, how excited are you for this one?
Yeah, delighted, mate. Like you said, it's a great show and a great card. Um, and yeah, I'm buzzing to be a part of it, the Magnificent Seven. So yeah, I'm really pleased, mate. So I'm looking forward to it.
Do you feel like, at this point you're starting to kind of establish yourself as a name in the UK because obviously you've had, a few appearances now. Obviously you boxed on Wasserman a few times and also, two fights on the zone and two, in two good fights. When there was a big viewership. Do you feel like you're kind of building that name in the UK?
Yeah, I think that's it. To be honest, I think the Majid and Fiaz fight, I sort of put my name out there a little bit now. People are getting to know me and getting to like my style and like me as a person really. So this is again now my time to build on that. Get a win here and my profile will raise again and yeah, I'll start being a bigger name in the boxing scene. So it's good. It's a good opportunity for me.
How does it feel to be kind of the A side in this fight? For once it's Murphy versus
Yeah,
Holmes versus rather than Fiaz versus Murphy or Majid versus
yeah,
Murphy. How does that
yeah.
feel?
Please. It doesn't sound like a big thing, does it? Does it? But like I think it really is in the boxing world, and it's good just to be, yeah, the A side, be the home fighter. Uh, I feel like you go at it from a perspective when you're the away fighter, it's as if like you've got an uphill battle to climb already. But I think going into the home fighter now just takes that bit of pressure off me, gives me that confidence more than anything, to just focus on my boxing, focus on my performance, and yeah, and just go out there and do the job. So yeah, I'm pleased to be the home fighter now. But I feel like I deserve it as well. I performed very well on the big stage, and this is my opportunity now to get a win and to stay there as a home fighter.
Absolutely. Well, it's fair to say though you don't have an easy fight. You've got someone who's coming in. I think he's 17-0, I believe Holmes is. So you're up against someone who's you've got the undefeated kind of I guess swagger about him. You never lost a fight. What do you make of Holmes as a fighter?
Yeah, no, he's good. He's a good fighter. Obviously, it's not an easy fight at all. It's a tough fight, but these are the fights I feel like bring out the best in me. You'll see like the best Alex Murphy in that fight, like you did with the Majid and the Fiaz, two great performances because I knew I was up against real good opponents, and this is the same here with Holmes, good opponent, and like you'll see the best in me, and yeah, I believe that like the best version of me beats the best version of him. That's why we've took the fight, we agreed to the fight. But yeah, I know it's not going to be easy, and I'm gonna have to work for it. But yeah, I'm willing to do that, and I'm looking forward to it as well.
And interestingly, he's also apparently from Lancashire as well. So another kind of Lancashire derby in a way. Any sparring history there? Have you come across him ever in the gym or anything like that?
Yeah, he's at Gallagher's gym, so I've done a bit of training there, a bit of sparring there, like over the years. I think I've only sparred Josh twice, probably a year or two back now, not recently. But yeah, like sparring, I suppose, isn't it? You go in there and you work on stuff. I'm comfortable enough to take the fight after the spar, but then again, so is he. So I suppose you have your different perspectives on it. But yeah, like I said, it's good though that I have sparred him because I know what he's about a little bit. So I know how to prepare right, and yeah, obviously, like fighting's completely different. So I suppose it's whoever can perform the best on the night wins, and I'm confident I can do that.
Mhm. And now that time has passed, obviously you've mentioned Majid and Fiaz. Those are your two most high-profile fights.
Yeah.
To date. Now that there's been quite a bit of time since they've passed. How do you feel about those two fights that you mentioned that you thought they were two good performances? Do you have any other thoughts on those two fights now that kind of time has gone by?
I mean the Khalil fight I can accept. I can come to terms with that defeat. Watched it back a few times and yeah, a couple of times when I've scored it and watched it, I've gave it Khalil by a round. So it was a great fight, entertaining, and I was sort of I'm buzzing to have been part of it. But I feel like it just fell short. So no complaints. But yeah, the Fiaz one, I still think I won that fight. Obviously, we was chasing for a rematch relentlessly after it. Never got it. Obviously, he's gone on and took the Flynn fight, and now I've got the Holmes fight. So now I'm in the sort of mindset of, you know what, he's gone now, so it doesn't matter. Like again, I can accept that that fight isn't going to happen. I mean, whether it will in the future, I don't know. Obviously, he's moved down on now to super feather, so whilst he's not in the lightweight division competing, and there's no point like pushing for that rematch. But yeah, I think the Fiaz fight, it is a tough one because yeah, 12 days notice, weren't fight fit, and I still believe I won the fight. So give me 6, 8, 10 weeks, like it's a fight that's completely different, and a fight that I feel like would be a comfortable win for myself. So that's why I wanted the rematch. But again, that's why obviously they didn't take it. So yeah, that was the one I wanted, but it's not come off. But like I say, mindset has shifted now. We've got the Holmes fight, a bigger fight, my first title fight, Commonwealth silver title on the line, and I feel like we've gone past that stage now. And yeah, so I'm fine with them both. Like I say, they've put me in good stead. They've got me to the position where I am now. On another huge Queensbury show as a home fighter, and it's like no regrets. Like it's been great fights, and yeah, they've got me to where I am now. So I've just got to build on it.
Well, I find it interesting that you say that the rematch is kind of gone because I'm looking at that card. You're both on the same card.
Yeah.
Like as an outsider looking in, I would think that that'd be very natural, a very natural fight to make next. I know you said he's gone back down in weight, but you're fighting on the same card. If hypothetically you both win, surely that makes sense to have the rematch. But so in your mind, that's gone for sure.
Well, for me, obviously, like you just said there, it would be easy to make, but they don't want it, and I think this is the whole thing of it. Is like why I'm not bothered anymore because we've mithered and they don't want it. So and I think it's one of them. I win this fight now, the Commonwealth silver. I'll be pushing for the British. Then I'll be knocking on the door for the British and the Commonwealth. So I just feel like I won't be wanting that Fiaz fight because he's not going to have the British. He doesn't have the British or the Commonwealth, does he, at lightweight? So he's not going to be in my interest anymore. But from like a selfish point of view, from me the person, obviously I'd love the rematch because I feel like I've got that to prove. Like I want the rematch because I want to beat him. But I just don't think it'll happen. Yeah, just like I said, they don't want it, and then plus, win this fight, and it sort of propels me further along the line. So, he'll be behind me as say, after this. So, yeah, so like I say, I'm fine with that not happening, but it would be nice to have it again.
Did those fights against Majid and Fias kind of reinforce that maybe you need to take it out of the judges' hands? Obviously you both times you were quote unquote the B fighter there. You were the away fighter.
Yeah.
Did those fights kind of tell you that what, maybe I do need to start I don't know, looking to get the stoppage or knockdowns and that sort of thing?
Yeah, no, definitely. And like I say, it's one thing that I've been working on a lot in my training, my strength, my power. Even like the technicalities of my boxing game, like twisting, turning more into the shots, driving the shoulder in the hip, and we've just been non-stop, like tirelessly, like working on these little aspects, and I believe like the stoppage will come soon. Well, like if I stop Josh Holmes, it's not going to come as a surprise. Because like I say, it's relentless work, mate, on these little things. But yeah, I feel like wait, I can't really keep getting into these close fights because I feel like me as a fighter is, everyone knows I'm a busy fighter. but like going off the Fiaz and the Majid fight, they've landed the cleaner shots, and it obviously tends to be the judges prefer them cleaner shots. So I either need to just dominate and be winning every round clearly, or I need to stop him and get him out of there. So that's how I can see this fight going. Though either getting him out of there, like I say, it wouldn't surprise me at all, or just completely dominating every round and it not being a close fight. But yeah, that's in the back of my mind, and that's how I think this fight will go.
Do you do that? Obviously, you're 24 now. Do you feel like your man strength's coming through? Do you feel like a difference in the gym with the weights, with your punches and stuff? Do you feel like the force is kind of coming through?
Yeah, 100%. Since, to be honest with you, like since the Majid fight, after the Majid fight, like that's when like I was really putting the focus then on my strength training, the technicalities of the boxing side of it, and I started feeling a lot stronger, a lot more explosive, and I know I hurt Fear, but then the Fiaz fight coming, obviously it only come at 12 days notice, and but even I remember like it was like round 7 in the Fiaz fight. I remember hurting him with a body shot, and like obviously his arm was tight, and then when I caught him with a body shot, his arm just dropped, and he kept his arm down there for like a good 10, 15 seconds, and I just didn't have it in me to go into that next gear. Obviously, 12 days notice, I couldn't go through the gears. So I remember hurting Fiaz, and then obviously since then, obviously I had all the training, and again working on the strength, the power, and like the boxing, and like again since then I've been feeling a lot stronger. And like if my last fight, obviously I fought in Falmouth against Olivieri, and I feel like you can see in that performance, and there's a bit more spite behind the punches. I'm a bit stronger, and now, like since that fight, and like the sparring, mate, has been going so well. Like I'm feeling so good in sparring. I'm feeling so strong and explosive, and like I say, and I think my mindset as well. Like you know me, I'm a nice guy, and I think I've been guilty of being a nice guy in the ring as well. And I've just sort of got sick of that, to be honest. Like I want to do damage now in the ring. Like I want to hurt people, and we're in a hurt business, aren't we? So like that mindset has shifted, and I think that mindset shift, along with me getting stronger, getting more powerful, getting this man strength, has helped massively. And like I say, in sparring, I'm feeling great, and this is what I mean. I think the stoppage is so close, and yeah, and like I say, Josh Holmes might be the first victim of it, but obviously I've got to go out and do that. It's easy me just saying it, telling you how I feel. Like I've got to go and prove it. So, but yeah, no, it's definitely coming.
Mhm. Fair enough. Fair enough. Talk to me about the Oliveira fight. 'Cause obviously, that was your comeback fight from the losses, and obviously you won. But I do want to touch on I guess what BoxRec says they had a standing count in the fifth. So do you mind just
Fifth
telling me
round.
like what kind of happened there?
Yeah, mate, I nearly got knocked out. That's what happened. That fight, Oliviera fight. It was he didn't box how I expected. I expected him to come and have a go, and he just didn't. Like he was just very defensive, arms tight, and I was boxing well, and everything was going well, and I think I just got a bit complacent, to be honest with you. And like I say, a lot of it was one way, but he was just throwing the big left hook. And he had gone with it a couple of times. I think once in like the third round, he tried it again in the fourth round. And then yeah, in the fifth round, I was boxing well, and I was just getting a bit bored, to be fair, because it was like repetitive, and it's stupid of me really. But I switched to southpaw, and he switched to southpaw, and I remember just like when he switched, I remember registering it in my head, and I looked down at his feet, and then when I looked up, he's caught me with a big left hook, and like my legs have gone. I've stayed up. Somehow I stayed up. I don't know how. It's granite chin, mate. I've stayed up, and the rest counted me because I've grabbed the ropes as I'm going stumbling backwards. I've grabbed the ropes, and so obviously the rest classed it as like the ropes have kept me up.
Mhm, mhm,
So he's counted me. But then I recovered very very quick. Like as soon as the ref was counting, like I was fine. Like I had come round sort of thing, and I was completely fine. And it was like the last 10, 20 seconds anyway the round. So obviously got through the round, and then like the sixth round, I was back boxing beautifully, and again won the sixth round. So it didn't affect me too much, but it was more just a wake up call. But I think it was a couple of things really. Like one, I just got complacent because it was so one sided. And he weren't really offering much back. But two, like it was just a lack of like research for myself. Like obviously when the fight come with Oliviera, I watched a bit of him, but like I didn't watch enough of him because when I switched southpaw, like I say, he switched. Now I should have watched more tape, and I should have realised that when I switched, he was going to switch because when he switched, it's thrown me off a little bit, and it's made me look at his feet. And obviously, that looking at his feet, that was a mistake then because as I've registered that his him changing stance, he's
Mhm.
caught me with his big left hand and nearly put me out. But yeah, so then since then, obviously, I've watched a bit of Olivieri. Well, it's funny actually. I've been watching Josh Holmes, mate. Like all them tapes are going to go off YouTube. I've been watching it like every day because I'm not making the same mistake there of getting caught with a shot that I don't know is coming. Like by the time the 24th of January comes, mate, I'm going to know every punch Josh Holmes is going to throw. But if I had watched Josh Holmes has boxed Oliveira, and if I would have just watched that fight, I didn't watch that fight, but if I would have just watched that fight, I would have known that I would have saw it. Josh Holmes switches, and when he switched, Olivieri switched. I would have known that Olivieri switched. So it's just
Mm.
stupidity for me, really. And I think it's just because obviously I've had two big fights, two like really good opponents. So obviously the Olivieri fight was a bit of a come down in the level. And I've just not done as much studying as I should have done. So yeah, it's my own fault. But I'm very glad, mate, that I managed to take the shot because, like I say, it was a huge left hand, flush on the chin as well. But I've managed to stay up. He didn't put me down. Obviously, yeah, ref counted me because I've held the ropes. And I'm just really glad that I've recovered well. So like that fight performance overall was mint, like great performance. Things we've been working on in the gym had come off. And then obviously, I've been caught because I've never been caught with a shot like that before. That was my first ever time, and I'm just taking positives from it because like it's one of them. Until you get caught with a shot, you don't know how you react, and I just think I reacted so well from it. And like I've recovered very quick, so it's good. But yeah, hopefully, mate, never get caught with a shot like that again. And yeah, and I'll be fine going forward. And it's given me a wake up call in terms of I need to do more studying, mate, on my opponents. So yeah, Josh Holmes is getting studied every day.
Well, that is interesting. That is interesting because, to be fair, like in the Majid and Fias fight, I don't remember you really your legs going in either fight. So that's quite interesting. I think yeah, most people would think your legs would go against the higher level opposition, but
Yeah,
I guess
exactly.
you had a surprise chin test there. So
Exactly that.
it's what it
Yeah.
is. What would it mean for your career to get the win against Josh Holmes on the January 24th?
Massive. This is my biggest fight yet. Because like I say, I think this just propels me like so far, like not even just in my boxing career, but just like in my profile. Like Bolton, obviously my beloved football club, like they're coming on board a little bit for this fight, and they're really backing me a lot with this fight. And it's like I know for a fact, mate, win this fight, and they'll back me even more. The fans will then get on board, tickets will go really well, and it just means everything to me, mate. I'm so hungry. Like this is massive. And then obviously the title, gives me another incentive. Like as a kid, like you want to win titles. Going into boxing, there, the things you want to win. So yeah, my first chance to win a title. Yeah, so mate, it's huge, and obviously, like you say there now, as a home fighter, for Queensborough to then get a win, do you then get a chance to stick and get signed, and it's massive. So there's loads on the line for me, loads of pressure as well, which is I think is good. It's what I need that because, like I say, I'll be switched on and everything will be right, mate. Come the fight. So yeah, I'm buzzing.
Absolutely. Well, look, last question, Alex. What's it like preparing for a fight over the Christmas period? Just out of curiosity, like, is it, obviously you need to make weight. I mean, can you not enjoy it as much? Like, yeah, what's it like what's it like preparing over Christmas, basically?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this will be my first time being in a training camp over Christmas, so it'll be a bit different. But I'm not really bothered to be fair. Like since turning pro, I've had to sacrifice so much, birthdays, family events, like loads. I've been in camp for a good few birthdays, and it's no this being Christmas is no different. Still get to do presents, still get to see my family. Spend time with loved ones, and that's the important thing. Over Christmas, I'm not bothered about chocolate or Christmas dinner. Like it'd be nice, obviously, but if I obviously chocolate, I definitely can't have. Christmas dinner will be a chat with my nutritionist that I need to have, which I've not had yet. But if I have it, then great. If I don't, then it doesn't matter. Obviously, it'll all depend on weight and it'll depend on what's on the plate. But yeah, it doesn't really bother me. All my mates will be going out having a drink over Christmas. But how many nights out have I missed? How many times have I missed that in my career so far? Loads and loads. So like I say, it's no different. So yeah, it'll be a bit of a change in my routine, change in my system because like I say, I've never been in a training camp before over Christmas, but I'm kind of looking forward to it because it is something different. Everyone being lazy, sat on the couch watching Christmas films, and I'll be out doing my runs. So yeah, it just makes me excited, really.
Fair enough, fair enough. Well, look, Alex, we're all excited for your fight on January 24th. Great cards. Yeah, a brilliant card to be fair. Also, yeah, obviously, yeah, we've got Moses Itauma, Jermaine Franklin. Also got, I think, Willie Hutchinson, Ezra Taylor on the card as well. So very good cards. And
Yeah,
yeah, I wish you all the best. And yeah, I'm sure we'll
thank
catch up.
you.
We'll catch up sometime after that. Thanks as always, Alex. Appreciate your time.
Yeah,
All right.
perfect. Nice one, Dan. Cheers, mate.